Hello, everyone. Welcome to Android Thrive's Small Business Webinars. Today is Tuesday, April 16th. You are attending one of our weekly webinars created to help New Jersey small business owners start, grow, and thrive. My name is Vanessa Schwartz. I'm a consultant here at NJSBDC, and I am also your host for the Android Thrive's webinars. Now, NJSBDC stands for New Jersey Small Business Development Centers Network. We are a statewide program created to help New Jersey small businesses in New Jersey with three main things and powered by SBA and partners alike. And those three things are no cost small business consulting, training and events starting at $0, just like this one that you're attending, and exclusive small business resources. If you can see me and hear me okay, please put a 1 in the chat. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much. I see the responses coming in. Appreciate them. And if at any time my voice, my audio, or the visuals, anything gets cut off, feel free to let us know in the chat and we'll do our best to troubleshoot. We know technology can sometimes act up randomly. All right, and while you're at it in the chat, please tell us where you're from, what you do, what your small business idea is, or if you already are in business, what that's about. Feel free to network. We love people, our audience, especially when, you go in the chat, you're talking to each other, there's wealth of information to share and learn from each other. Going back to the slide, there's a map on the slide, of course, and that's the map of New Jersey. And you'll see that there are small SBDC logos right in certain counties, some counties, not all of them. That's where 10 of our regional centers are located. And our regional centers are located in, except for one, they're all located in educational institutions, so universities and colleges. And some institutions, some regional centers cover multiple counties. That's why you won't see the SBDC logo everywhere. And the point of me saying that is basically that if you ever want to go say hi in person, you have to make an appointment, of course, but just go to njsbdc.com, find out where they are, and yeah, go say hi in person. And I do see responses coming in. I'm getting from Jacqueline, from Frank, from Michelle, from Raquel, from Laura, Rashana, Antonio, Samantha. Thank you for sharing. We appreciate your responses. Moving on. So the webinar today you are attending is part of a webinar series, multi-session webinar series that we've been doing since November, I believe, mid-November. We felt the need to do these webinars because there was an a rise in people expressing their interest in wanting to become entrepreneurs in New Jersey. So here we are 6-7 months later with how to register your business with $0 NJSBC support. We want to help New Jersey's aspiring entrepreneurs start, grow, and thrive. All right, so what is on the agenda? We have a couple of headlines I'd like to share with you. Then we have our speaker's presentation and then the Q&A session that we will have after. These are the small business headlines of the week. I will go through them right now very, very briefly, and the links for all these headlines will be shared in the chat, and I will share them as soon as I am done sharing my screen. So first is from the SBA. It's a press release. SBA launches digital hub to connect small businesses with major funding in President Biden's Investing in America agenda. Hub details billions of dollars in grants, contracts, and market opportunities. All right, so let's go through some very important details. First and only digital portal of its kind, providing industry-specific resources. What else? From contractor working with their clients to use Inflation Reduction Act rebates and tax credits to complete home energy efficiency projects, to businesses helping rebuild America's infrastructure. Small businesses are front and center in the administration. SBA is here to help. New census data released today show that the United States has exceeded 17 million new business applications filed since the president took office, a historic rate. Awesome. So feel free to read this on your own time again. Links will be shared. Under the press release from the SBA, we highly recommend that you keep SBA in your loop of resources to check out every week or throughout the week. Another press release from the SBA News: small business applications soared to over 17 million under Biden-Harris administration. Small business boom continues amid record job creation, cooling inflation. All right, so, and this is exactly why we created this topic, this webinar series. Awesome. And now this is WEF New Jersey Presents, second edition of Women Economic Forum 2024, April 26th and 27th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., Felician University campus, 1 Felician Way. And this is, of course, the forum. Here's all the information, the flyer and everything. So it's a Google Forms. If you're interested and you would like to attend, then you have to go to this Google form to fill out your information and submit. Last headline is from NJDA, another great resource, especially if you are a business in New Jersey, then you should keep this in your loop as well. Great information they share throughout the week. NJDA approves creation of $7 million Green Workforce Training Grant Challenge. The grant challenge supports the state's goals to prepare New Jersey residents for jobs in the green economy. All right, 7 million program will prepare residents for green economy careers with a particular focus on advancing diversity, equality, and inclusion, serving overburdened communities. Grants from $250,000 up to $1.5 million are available. Awardees may use funds to cover design, planning, capital, and implementation costs to offer training programs in green economy industries. And I'm sure there's more information available. There we go. So last year, some $5 million totals were funded and awarded, excuse me. And if you have questions, they will be available to this website by mid-2024. Cool. So these links, again, will be shared in the chat. Just give me one moment after I'm done sharing my screen. Let me just take a look in the chat real quick. Can you please send all of these links? Yes, I will send them. Thank you, Tara. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you, Patricia, Sylvia, Gerald, Michelle, Pastor William, David. Trying to go through them really quick. Samantha, Antonio. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much to all of you for sharing. And that goes into our housekeeping rules, things to keep in mind, things that you want to share in the chat, comments, questions for me, things like that. If you have any questions, though, for the speaker, put them in the Q&A box. That's right next to the chat box. And Frank asks, is the webinar series available as pre-recorded or live only? Well, Frank, if you complete our 3-minute survey, you will get the speaker's slides, and this webinar is being recorded. So while you can watch it at this time live, you can also watch it recorded on our YouTube channel and our website that we have. And I will also share those links in the chat. And today we have Vanessa Schwartz, NJSBDC Startup Consultant for session number 22. We are in our 20s now. Start right with New Jersey business registration using the NJSBDC. Thank you, Vanessa, always for doing this. I will stop sharing my screen and the stage is yours.
Okay, I think you can hear me, but I think you have to allow me to turn on my video.
Gotcha. Okay. Hopefully that works.
Yeah.
There we go. Awesome.
Hey, here I am. Well, thank you very, very much. Uzma, thank you for all that information. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. Okay. Okay, so welcome. Welcome to everybody. Thank you for joining us today. We are here to talk about your business and how the NJSBDC can help you and assist you with your startup and then your journey. But primarily today, we're going to be talking about getting it up and running and how to go about that and what you need to know. And basically what I always like to say, and I start my webinars by saying, whether you're someone who is ready to take their hobby to the next level, or you're interested in pursuing a high side hustle, or you're a professional in your own right, and you decided that the time is correct now for you to jump into the world of entrepreneurship and leave the day job. This type of education is so important, and it's critical to your success, and you're in the right place. So with that, we'll get started. So the first thing we want to talk about is business structures. When you go to decide that you'd like to form a business in New Jersey, you have options. So we're going to discuss the different business structures. Then we're going to focus a little bit more on the LLC. That'll be the highlight of the presentation, is the formation and registration process, primarily of the limited liability company, which is one of the structures that you have an option to choose. We'll discuss state regulations with respect to doing business in New Jersey, taxes. And with starting a business, there's always the question of funding, cash management, how much money you'll need to start your business, how to think about that, any additional needs as a small business owner that you will need to consider as you get started. And then for down the road, long-term goals, strategies, opportunities, growth. Where is the growth? How can the NJSBDC help you as you proceed along your journey to growing your business? So in setting up a business, you have options to register. Okay, all businesses that transact in New Jersey do need to be registered with the Division of Revenue and Enterprise Services. We're going to get to the registration process. Prior to registration, you have to actually form something to register. So these are the business structures that we're talking about. The simplest business structure that you may form is called a sole proprietorship. It's one person, yourself. You are deciding to do business for yourself and earn additional income. In doing so, you may wish to be known and as under a trade name or a doing business as. You hear the DBA, you hear trade name. It's a way to market yourself and represent yourself as a sole proprietor other than just your name. The process of forming a sole proprietor is fairly simple. It is done at the county level, and it is done within the county clerk's office. So every county clerk has a link to how to establish a trade name, and you would click on that application at your respective county clerk's website. It costs about $50 or $60 to form a trade name for your sole proprietorship. You would go through that process through the county clerk's office. And then after that, after they stamp your trade name, which would have to be at least unique within your county, that name, you would then go to, although you do not have to, you would then go to the IRS to get a tax ID number. Now, as a sole proprietor, you do not have to do that. You can, in fact, use your Social Security number as your tax ID. And very often, we are now seeing more and more sole proprietors deciding to not use their Social Security number as the tax ID, just for protection purposes. It's a way to prevent or increase your risk of identity fraud and theft. So by going to the IRS, it doesn't cost anything. It is absolutely free. Right on the IRS website, you can apply for a tax ID. It's called the Employer Identification Number. And by doing that, you can use the EIN, that's what we'll call it, to represent your sole proprietorship for the tax ID. But again, you don't have to. Personal banking account is acceptable for use in this business. You do not have to have a separate business bank account. If you transact with somebody and you sell good or service and you receive money for that good or service, you can deposit it right into a personal bank account. There is no separation between yourself and your business. The income is recorded. You keep track of your books, but come tax time, you'll use what's known as a Schedule C attachment to your personal income tax return, which would reflect your sales, any expenses, and ultimately your net income, the profit. That is what you would pay income taxes on. And it passes through right through to your 1040, and it is a very simple tax filing process. The downside of the sole proprietorship is that there's absolutely no liability protection. You are the business is you. Any kind of liability issue, whether it be negligence, lawsuit, even debt creation, you yourself would be personally liable for any fault of the business. Again, no liability protection in a sole proprietorship. You can certainly have one and buy insurance and have protection there, but at the end of the day, when we say that there is no separation, you are putting your personal assets potentially at risk if you are in a sole proprietorship setup. The next business structure on the continuum is the limited liability company, LLC. This is a fantastic vehicle to use for a small business owner or a large business owner. There are a lot of perks to the LLC. In New Jersey, it only costs $125 to form. So if the sole proprietorship costs $50 or $60 to get a trade name in your county, the LLC is $125, and that gives you not only a unique name, but now it's a unique name within the state, and now you have a degree of liability protection. The additional requirement of forming an LLC is you have to pay $75 a year to maintain the LLC. So there are annual dues. It's called filing an annual report, but it's no more than just logging in at the year anniversary of your formation and putting your credit or debit card right into the portal and paying your dues. With an LLC, you are required to have a tax ID number from the IRS. It's called the EIN. So here it is. You would no longer use your social security number as your tax ID.